What's up, Tim Sykes here. Early video lesson today on Monday. I hope you had a good and safe weekend. But just wanted to go over three plays because I hope that you understand what kind of market we're in. I locked in, roughly 3 grand from these three plays, and I sold all of them too soon, far too soon in the case of GAXY. So if by the end of this video lesson you understand that this market is special, I want you to leave that comment saying this market is special. 4 words that, I want you to type. I want you to say out loud, tweet it, scream it to your friends and your family. People are like, why are you so busy? Say, this market is special. If someone says like, why aren't we, why are you ditching me to study? Why can't we hang out? You say, this market is special because that's what's happening here. First of all, I just got to give props to Matt Monaco. He did the 30-day boot camp with me. We created it. It took us several months. We finally just got it out. It's fantastic. The reviews are going crazy. When he started doing this boot camp with me, he was just an upcoming student, but he had, really studied hard and he looked like he had potential. So I was like, all right, let's try to do this 30-day boot camp. Let's see, where it can get you. He already had like the basics. But when we did this back in April, his previous biggest month was 19,000. The previous month before that was like 13,000. The month before was like 5,000. So he was already growing, in monthly profits. But since we did that boot camp and because this market is special, he's been making 50, 70, 90,000 already for August. I think he's at around 30,000 now. Today he just locked in 5,800 on GAXY, and he sold it too soon too. Okay, this was a perfect first Green Day OTC play. Look at this, it's up 90%. It's hitting new highs right as I do this, just to rub it in. The fact that I sold it here, the thing has literally doubled since I sold it. I was buying it after the spike. You don't have to be first. Some people are like, come on, Tim, find the stocks before they spike. No, that first spike is the initial way that I find it, and it shows that it has further potential. So I was buying it in the sevens here, and it just wasn't really breaking out Friday. And I had, a solid profit. And this stock does not have a great history of multi-day spikes. Okay, I talked about this on the weekend video lesson, and it's true. Like you had a big green day, second day red. 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 Big green day. What? What's going on? This market is special, okay? All the previous months, it could not pull a second green day. Now, look at it. It is literally the most active stock on my watch list. It's the biggest percent gainer on my watch list. It's hitting new highs as I'm doing this. It is absolutely perfect, and I sold way too soon. And Matt sold too soon, too. This is like a $10,000 profit. Had he held just a little longer, which is fine. This was my profit, roughly $1,200. And then today, that was late Friday. Today, I've had 2 trades. So between these 3 trades, we're talking roughly 3 grand in profits. And on both of trades today, I sold too soon because I err on the side of caution. But I made 25,000 last week, and already, I'm closing in on 2,000. I don't know if I'm going to make another trade today because like I said in the beginning, I got a busy day. That's why I wanted to do this video recap. But here was MARK, former runner. They make a lot of equipment that should hopefully help the world and the U.S. reopen from this pandemic. And, it really is a nice former supernova, but it's had a tough time the past few weeks. It hasn't really done well. But pre-market, they won a new contract to outfit a school with some new gear, to make it, reopenable. And the question was, people like, I actually bought this pre-market, and people were like, why are you buying it as just one school? Well, if they get a contract with one school, then they can get a contract with lots of other schools. It's scalable. And we saw this last week. There was another school play, I forgot, but it spiked like, 200% on one school, one little contract. And that's what I thought here. But it wasn't really spiking that much at the market open. So I sold. I played it safely. Like, this wasn't a sure thing. This wasn't guaranteed. It's not the most volatile stock that I like, but I bought the potential first green day with news on a former supernova, and I recognize that this market is special. So guess what? I made a few $100. Oh, by the way, a lot of people are asking me about this boot camp. I'm going to post a link underneath this video. Please watch this boot camp. Understand that this 30 days is just, a suggested amount of time. Like, it's crazy how many people are really hung up on this. Like, oh, I have a job, I have school. I don't know if I can commit 30 days. You can watch it whenever. It's your own 30 days of study. But, some people have already finished it in like 3 days. And they thought that it would only be like 2 or 3 hours. And, they put in like 20 hours. Like, this is a lot of material. This is literally the best, most structured course that I've done. I'm getting better at creating courses. There's quizzes. There's a glossary. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with this. And again, I cannot thank Matt Monaco enough and my whole team for helping put this together. It's crazy, but I'll post a link to this. Please just study it. Study it at night, study on weekends, study, in 30 days, study in 300 days. It is yours to keep. It is yours to study whenever you want, but it is so damn life-changing. People say, oh, like, come on, it's not really life-changing. Stop hyping it up. Yes, it is. Matt Monaco had never made more than $20,000 in a month. Now he's doing $20,000 in a week. Yes, this market is special, but going over the basics, going over the key patterns, going over the key rules. And he actually even said, GAXY, where he made 5,800, which again could have been a $10,000 profit had he had a little more patience. This was day 14. Okay, so if you do have access to the 30-day bootcamp, go check out day 14. It is the same pattern. This is not about finding new companies and hyping them up on Twitter and saying, look at this technology, look at that. We're not pumpers, okay? We're taking advantage of patterns that repeat in different markets, in different sectors, but the same psychology applies. And when I said this market is special, it's because so many people are quarantined, so many people are staying home. You have so many more traders who have just opened up, Robinhood accounts and other brokerage accounts. I mean, for the month of, I think it was March, I saw Robinhood open 3 million accounts and E-Trade opened like 300,000. So Robinhood is growing faster, but the whole trend just smacks of lots of newbie day traders. And that's what creates this kind of momentum. So I underestimated GAXY big time. They also had a press release today. I didn't know that they were going to have news. So, it's a combination of a little luck and preparation. And, people say, come on, Tim, like you're just lucky. I say, well, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And MARK, I mean, the news was already out before I bought it. Okay. Stocks to Trade breaking news tool alerted me to this. And I sold at 180-ish. It's jumped another 10% since I sold it. Then my third trade, I really got to get going. LKNCY is up 20%. It actually got up to 260. I was in the 230s, and this is just an all morning uptrend. Former runner, and they had some positive news, as I said in the alert. Potential first green day. That's what's happening here. And you're never sure if it's going to really, hold its gains or extend its gains, but they had news. I linked the blog that said that they had some positive trends going on. I'm not a huge believer in this company, but I respect former supernovas. I'm not a huge believer in MARK. I'm not a huge believer in GAXY either. I ride the hype, but I will caution against, really believing in it. So I don't mind taking profits. And I sold it in the, high 240s, got all the way up to 260. So again, I am locking in profits. Matt Monaco is locking in profits. But I do want you to understand that this is not best case scenario. Some people are like, come on, Tim, you've been doing this forever. This is so easy for you. I'm underestimating all of these plays. Okay, and there's many more. If I didn't have to go, I would do an even longer video lesson. There's half a dozen other plays that I underestimated that I didn't even trade. I was watching it and I was like, no, this market is special. So do me a favor, study up, trade up, be speculative. You don't necessarily need to have huge positions. You can start to test and tinker. Part of the reason why I show like Matt Monaco making 5,800, not because I want you to necessarily do the same exact trade. Every trader is slightly different, but I do want you to get inspired. This guy just graduated college. Last year he had made nothing. Now he's over $250,000, and he's made, I think, what, 210 or 220,000 of his $250,000 in the past 3 months. So once you study up enough, once you prepare enough, if you are ready for these trades, whether you underestimate them or overestimate them, or if you don't even trade them, but at least you learn from them, you have to recognize that this market is special and this is a great time to learn and earn. So again, I'm going to link this 30-day bootcamp. Please watch it however you feel, whenever you feel. If you want to watch it in a day, fantastic. Just don't burn out, okay? Education and trading is a marathon. The biggest money that you will make will be lots of small gains added up over time. The biggest gains in your knowledge account. As I always say, you have two accounts, your knowledge account and your monetary account. You have to grow your knowledge account first before it affects your monetary account. The biggest gains that you can make in your knowledge account happen over several months, over several years. So I get some messages, people being like, I'm in week 2, I'm in week 3, I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, no shit, okay? It takes time. Even Tim Grattani, my top student who's now made over 13 million, he made nothing his first 9 months. It wasn't necessarily the hottest market either, but he was studying and he was working part-time at State Farm Insurance too, okay? So recognize that this is a marathon and not a sprint. I say it in every video, but the more times you hear it, the more times you start to see it. I mean, go back and look at Matt Monaco's early tweets, from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's trying to make 50, $100. That's it. Now it grows exponentially. It's the same patterns, but he has more confidence, he has more preparation, and he can take a bigger position size. And that's what, frankly, gave him the confidence to hold over the weekend. I did not even have that confidence to hold it over the weekend. I personally can still do better too. So when you see me, making these gains, and in the past, 90 days, it's absolutely insane. Past 90 days, $469,000. But, look through my trades. I still have losses, okay? Maybe not in my last 10 trades. I was looking for a red trade. I've been doing pretty well. But there's a loss. That was my biggest loss in months, nearly $2,000. There's a loss of 300. So I still have losses. I'm not perfect, and you're never going to be perfect either. But you can study, you can get better. As I said, this market is special. Congrats to everybody on LKNCY who held longer than I did, on MARK who held longer than I did. Congrats to everybody in GAXY who, the stock freaking doubled from my sell point. So how do you actually learn this stuff? I have enough video lessons. I have enough, webinars and DVDs and blog posts and tweets and watch lists and commentary. All it takes is you saying, okay, I recognize this market is special. I'm going to really study my butt off. Even if I don't necessarily have success right away, you're learning the patterns. You're learning what to do, what not to do. I wish that I could help you understand, the more you study, the more you take this seriously, the better your odds of success. And I want more successful students. Remember, all of these trading profits or losses, this all goes to charity. Fortunately, I can actually donate to charity because it's profitable. Okay, so $469,000 in the past 90 days. All of this goes to charity. Why am I doing it? Because I have the life of my dreams. I'm able to donate. I'm able to actually focus specifically on teaching. So now I can teach. I can help charities. The latest few charities going to Yemen, Lebanon, Bali, and now Mauritius. I have to write a press release for my charity. It's going to be later this week. We're making a $1.5 million donation because I don't just donate my trading profits. You guys have also joined in on the fundraisers. And thank you everybody for joining in on this new fundraiser for Mauritius. Pretty awesome. 22,000. Are we at 23? 22.5. But 1,000 people have donated in a day. So I'm proud to donate. I'm proud to teach. This market is special. Let's get those gains in knowledge, and it eventually will lead to gains in your brokerage account too. I'm going to post one link under this because this is my newest best guide, 30-day boot camp. Study it whenever you want. I'll see you guys in chat. Congrats to so many more of you. I'm sorry, I got to get going.